Former Indiana Hoosier, former five-star kid, McDonald's All-American, Mackenzie Mgbako is committed to play at Texas A&M for new coach Bucky McMillan, going over to play for the Aggies. This was one where, Mackenzie Mgbako to me was one of the players in the portal that, like, I think when you just rank straight players, you're like, man, that guy is good, right? Like, he's got the pedigree, he can score, size, he has all this. But it just seemed like everything was pretty quiet about Mackenzie Mgbako, and that might just be me not, reading the room or looking too deeply into it with Mackenzie Mgbako. But he commits to play for Texas A&M with the first year coach there, Bucky McMillan. For those who are not familiar, Bucky Ball took Samford by storm, turned Samford into one of the better mid majors in the country with a very unique playing style, I must say. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that translates over to the SEC. But Mackenzie Mgbako finds himself in the SEC playing for Texas A&M and Bucky McMillan. What are your thoughts on Mackenzie Mgbako first, Dion, and then I guess kind of what do you think about this fit?
First thought, the portal is chaos. I thought he committed to North Carolina State 2 weeks ago.
I was over here prepping myself for like, yeah, we got Mackenzie Mgbako and Will Wade. Like I thought that's what the thing was.
Yeah, I thought he was already done. Like I thought he'd been practicing with Amir Khan. They had the boom box. I thought he was like the face of North Carolina State. And then when he committed yesterday, I was like, I guess he's not anymore. But I mean, I watched the video you and G did on, I believe his name is Trey Fort, who's going to Michigan State, right?
Yeah.
And you guys discussed Buckyball. Um, I mean, it's perfect for Mackenzie Mgbako. Get up and down the court. You play at a high pace. It's going to be a lot of shots. I think Mgbako gets to the basket with his size and athleticism as good as anyone in the country. The problem is you do not fear him shooting. But what I will say about him is, given the other spacing on Indiana, 33% from three could be a lot worse. It's not like anyone had to worry about anybody else on Indiana shooting. I mean, 12 points a game. 44% from the field, 33% from three. It doesn't pop off for you, but it's also not something that's going to hurt your team. So I think Mackenzie Mgbako had a better year last year than maybe he was getting credit for throughout just because of how bad Indiana was. But I do believe he chose the right place for him to go to kind of thrive. I'm gonna be honest, I think Darion Reed is going to North Carolina State now. I think that's kind of like the snowball effect of this is maybe Mackenzie Mgbako knew somebody else was going to North Carolina State. So he chose not to, but I think Buckyball is the perfect system fit for him.
Yeah, and when you look at this it's gonna be interesting to see how the Bucky McMillan, like the Bucky ball thing translates to the SEC because it at times is a little gimmicky the way it is. Also at the same time you can't argue with what it does for guys offensively. And if there's a player that wants to get his offensively, it's Mackenzie Mgbako. We saw him have some massive games. He's a 6'8" versatile scorer. Now it's the other things that you want to like try to get him there to where he's contributing to winning basketball. Maybe a little bit more effort on the defensive end, a little bit more focus on the offensive end. Because the one thing about Mackenzie Mgbako is he could have like three straight 20-point games and then just kind of space out a little bit, space out, maybe not be in the right mindset, and kind of find his way there. But you might notice there's a lot of lights on behind me. There's a big ring light I'm using to record this. You want to know why those lights stay on? Because of Underdog, because of these ad reads, people.
Yeah, we heard your feedback. You're annoyed that we keep putting Underdog ads in the middle of our videos. Well, guess what? We got to keep the lights on, and we need some people to sign up for Underdog Fantasy. If you like these videos, if you want us to keep making videos, sign up with Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS, and they actually have an awesome offer for you. You can receive up to $1,000 in bonus credits. 50% of your first deposit will be distributed in bonus credits, and you get a free pick. And Cart, I got a pick with Underdog Fantasy for this weekend that I'm already eyeing. We got the Pistons and the Knicks, first playoff series in a while for our favorite team. Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points. I'm taking higher than that for my pick with Underdog. Promo code SLEEPERS. Sign up with Underdog Fantasy. It helps the show. It helps us keep making these videos for you. Back to the show.
Look, Mackenzie Mgbako, shout out to Aggies Wire, which I think is their fan-sided site. He's the highest ranked recruit in Texas A&M history. Like, yeah, McDonald's All-American, five-star. He was Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Like, they
Oh,
they got the accolades.
it's based off his high school career.
Yes, he's the highest ranked recruit in Texas A&M history.
Got you. Because I was gonna say if he like portal wise, like that's crazy.
Yeah, and look, the one thing I'll say is that yes, like he was a highly ranked kid, McDonald's All-American, which does make him the highest ranked prospect, but also he's going to his junior year of college. So I like what I like where they're going with it, right? They're obviously trying to, hype this up, but the one thing I'll say is that offensively, I think he should improve from 3-point range. The only thing that concerns me if I'm an A&M fan or if I'm just, an A&M enjoyer is that this being the ad scares me if Mackenzie Mgbako is going to be like your guy. Like, are you just going all in on Mackenzie Mgbako being your star player? Because if so, that's a scary thought to me. I like he might score, but I just don't think you're going to win many basketball games.
I agree. I think uh I mean what's interesting about Mbaco is like you mentioned all that about his game, up and down scoring wise, could have you three straight 20 points games and then disappear. He doesn't really play defense. If he solves one of those, he's not playing college basketball anymore. And I think that's what's so interesting about this portal get. It's their best recruit ever, as you said. A guy that has flaws. He doesn't have to even fix all of his flaws. If he fixes a single flaw, he's playing in the NBA next year. All if he just tried on defense or if he just was a consistent scorer. This is a guy, when you look at his frame, you look at his size, athleticism, everything, it screams NBA. The only thing that doesn't scream NBA is his on-court performance ultimately. So I agree. I think what you're alluding to with like kind of like the winning aspect of things. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a reason Indiana missed the tournament.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Mgbako played a factor in that, but we'll see how the rest of it plays out. They have the Texas A&M has to get a whole new roster, so like, you know, their first ad being Mackenzie Mgbako like in the middle of April is a little bit shaky to me, but we'll see how it ends up. Look, talent is there. There's a player there. He's a 6'8" scorer. Not a lot of those in college basketball. And if you want to pick a coach that, does the offensey thing, Bucky McMillan's one of those coaches. So we'll see how it works out. We'll see how Mackenzie Mgbako fares at his new stop in the SEC. I'd also be remiss if I didn't say this. I'm throwing everything out the window because I like to judge people on the non-Mike Woodson years. So to me, Mackenzie Mgbako is a double redshirt freshman, and we are going to see how he works out at Texas A&M. But congrats to Mackenzie. Good luck in the SEC. Good luck to Bucky Ball.